Hi folks, Puffin here with your Antifa News Briefa for September 8th, 2021. Panjir province was taken by the Taliban, the last part of Afghanistan taken by the Taliban. But when that report came out, I saw it on CGTN from just an hour ago, so about 4:20 a.m. Eastern Time in America. The correspondent they were talking to said he got a report that the Afghan forces had just taken Panjir, the capital of Panjir, back from the Taliban. So this is a turning point in this civil war in Afghanistan now, because as he pointed out, the Taliban said they weren't at war with the Afghan people, they were at war with the Americans. Well, now that the U.S. is gone, and they're at war with the Afghan people, that'll be shown not to be true, as probably most of what the Taliban says proves not to be true. In the long run, I think we're going to find out the Taliban are run by Putin, just like Trump is run by Putin, just like Zuckerberg and Bolsonaro and Modi, some of Putin's other puppets around the world, are run by Putin. And they're all on the same team working. You can tell by the way the Trumpers cheer on the Taliban. They're all interlocked in that same ideology. And we have Trumper, Taliban in Texas and Florida and passing Taliban anti-voter laws, Taliban anti-abortion laws, just being Taliban here in America. So it's the same ideology. It's patriarchy. It's Putin's evil, which the good thing about it all collecting like this is we can kind of get rid of it all at once, cut it all out of humanity like a cancer. It does seem like there's going to be, the violent takeover of Afghanistan. It wasn't violent the first time because Bush's guy, Trump's guy, Karzai, orchestrated it just to hand everything over to the Taliban. Maybe it was a big trap. I wouldn't give him credit for that. Hopefully somebody was thinking of it along these terms. There's a big trap to draw the Taliban out of the mountains, let them feel like they've won an easy victory, kind of like a reverse Trojan horse type thing. Give them the country and then take them out. But I imagine that will ramp up as the rest of the Americans and other foreign people are out of the country so that they're not at risk, although it's a risk to all the civilians who live there. It's a dangerous game. And as I've said before, it's anti-fascist to stop these fascists. It would be the best way to stop them would be to admit America's role in creating them. That it has nothing to do with Islam. It's America funding these terrorists through Osama bin Laden to fight the Russians back in the 80s, the Mujahideen that turned into the Taliban. America started all that. We not only provided them with funds and equipment and everything else, logistics. America sent the evil clerics over there. They're not Islam. It's some American terrorist propaganda, some American terrorist brainwashing. Same kind of American terrorist stuff that became Nazism and then came back to America under Trumpism. And we need to end it once and for all. So good news is that, yes, the resistance is starting to retake Afghanistan from the Taliban. You heard it here first on Antifa News Briefa because Western media is not going to report on it. Maybe they're not going to report on it because they just don't want to stir up trouble or something. It seems like we're going to be hearing about it soon. And I've been very suspicious of how our media and even the CGTN, the Chinese media, is giving so much credit to the Taliban. Like as soon as they get their act together, they're the government. Why? They've already committed so many crimes against every other country by, terrorizing other, people, citizens who are in Afghanistan, and by terrorizing the people of Afghanistan. People, have the right to just take out the Taliban however they want to. And I think Putin picked a bad batch of puppets. But really, it all comes down to him. Like China could cut him off. We can just expose Putin for what he did, and the wrath of humanity be against it, because he's the main one spreading the Trump virus through Trump. That's why we call it the Trump virus. Trump was the literal worst one because Putin didn't want to get it all going in Russia. He wanted to get it all going in America to kill Americans mostly. Anyway, evil. But good news that they're taking Afghanistan back from the Taliban. Just my own psychic impressions is that it won't be too long before the Taliban is gone. That it was more of a trap than a successful coup on their part. And hopefully it'll end up trapping the people in our government and in our country and in Russia and Facebook who helped orchestrate it and made it happen. Hopefully the trap will be bigger than just the Taliban in Afghanistan, but we'll get to trap all the Taliban and get rid of them all at once. Anyway, thanks so much to CGTN for always having good news. And even though this report was from an hour ago about the Taliban taking Panjir, the correspondent they had said he had just gotten a message from minutes ago, so literally just about an hour ago, that it had been retaken by the Afghan forces. So although I'm against war, I have to say war against these evil fascists and terrorists is still justified, although it can still be avoided by just telling the truth and rooting them out so they don't have any attractive ideology to people. And the best thing to keep an attractive to keep terrorist ideology from being attractive to people is prosperity. Share wealth and just sell weed instead of opium so that it's not so much despair. You can grow great weed in Afghanistan too, and we love great weed. So let's go that route. We can make the world safe and happy for everyone. Thanks so much for watching Antifa News Briefa channel and sharing. And again, thanks to CGTN for such good reporting, since we can't trust our American media. They're just, I don't know what they're doing, but they're too friendly to the Taliban. They're making too many excuses for it. But maybe it's just to protect people while there's still Americans there. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. See you soon.